guys. So I'm excited to share with you a couple reading challenges that we are kicking off this semester. The first one is called Reading Without Walls. And the second challenge is the year of 21 million pages. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of these challenges and how we're going to track those to earn prizes. So Reading Without Walls is really a cool challenge. We're doing it just Agnew here on our campus, but there's 3 different categories. So your goal is to read a book that would fall into each one of these 3 categories. So your first challenge is to read a book that has a character in it that either doesn't look like you or doesn't necessarily live like you do. It could be a different race or religion, but just kind of getting outside of what you already know and what you're familiar with and learning what it's like maybe to live in their shoes or walk in their shoes. The second challenge is for you to read a book about a topic you're not familiar with. Now, this could fall into a nonfiction type book, but it doesn't have to. It can still be a fiction book, but maybe it talks about something that you really don't know a lot about. And so you could read that for your second challenge. And then your third challenge within this Reading Without Walls is to read a book in a format you don't normally read. So for me, pretty much everything I read is fiction. More specifically, it's either realistic or historical fiction is what I tend to kind of default to. So for me, my challenge 3 is probably going to be reading a graphic novel or maybe manga. I know it's popular. I haven't really gotten into the manga world yet. So maybe for the third challenge, I'll even read a manga book that you guys maybe can recommend for me. Okay. So what I want you to do in your classrooms, you guys can pause this video and your teachers are going to have you guys write down a book that you recommend for someone else on a small sheet of paper. Then you guys are going to kind of snowball toss your ideas around a few times. And then you guys will read out the recommendations that you have on the paper that you end up with. Okay. So then think about, is that a book that maybe you would want to read, or would it fall into one of those 3 categories? Or, hey, maybe you've already read it. Our goal here is really just to get you some ideas of books that you can start. I'm sharing this presentation with your teachers, so they'll have access to a link here that will actually take you to a tracking sheet where you can keep track of the books that you're reading for each of those challenges. Now, this is important because you are going to need that for me if you are hoping to win some prizes in the end. So it will force you to make a copy of that document so then you can edit right on that Google Doc and make it your own. Okay. So when that opens up, you'll see the 3 different challenges where you can track what you've read for challenge 1, that character that may or may not look like you. And then challenge 2, reading about something you're not super familiar with. And challenge 3, a book in a different format. So you'll track it on this document. Okay. So the last day to get your 3 challenges read is going to be February 26th. You'll have to have read each of those 3 categories by then. Okay. So the other challenge that we're doing in all of Mesquite is the year of 21 million pages. This challenge, you're going to log your minutes on our Read Squared app, which you can get to through the portal. And I also have linked a video here that your teachers can show you if you're not sure where to find it. But the great thing is, the books that you read for Reading Without Walls challenge, you can log those pages in our Read Squared app and it will count for both challenges. I'll let you know more information soon on how to earn those prizes.